Rachel from TLC Inspirations, and today we are going to hand crochet, do a chain scarf, and this one's pretty long. I've got it doubled up here. I have combined several different types of yarns to create this, and let me show you a close-up. You can use any color and any style of yarn that you want, because all we did is we collected several yards, about 10 to 11 yards of each piece, each strand, and we grouped them all together. The more strands that you add, the thicker the scarf will be. And you can do all kinds of things with it. This one is a little bit thinner, and I used a really cool hand-spun, hand-dyed wool yarn that is just gorgeous. This is not quite a scarf, but I wanted to give you an idea. This is a sample of a much thinner one done with strictly just wool yarn. This one is going to be a little denser than the other ones, mainly because I wove it a little bit tighter and because I used wool yarn. Okay, we're going to start by leaving some space at the end, and then we are going to do a slip knot. So do as if you're going to tie a knot, but don't pull the end all the way through, and you'll have a nice loop. We want the loop big enough to be able to fit 2 fingers, but not to be able to fit your whole hand. And all we're going to do is we're going to dip down and we're going to pull from our pile. So here we go. Okay, I'm picking up my next one, and this is strictly just a chain. And I don't want to be yanking on my pile, so if it feels like you're yanking, loosen everything up a little bit. Make sure you're not pulling too tightly. I'm just kind of pulling mine in. And you can see I give it a little rotation there to open it up. And just so you know, these are going to get a little bit twisted and a little bit tangled. You know, one may get looser than the other or whatever. It's not that big a deal, because in this type of scarf where you have so many different types of yarns and different types of ribbons and things like that, there's not a real pattern to it. You don't really see the stitches clearly, and there's going to be little bits and pieces sticking out here and there, and that's what's great about the scarf. It just has a real beautiful primitive look to it that I really love. So just keep going how you have been. And if you feel like a couple of your stitches went off, you keep checking it to see if you've got consistency, and mine are very even right now, but they aren't always. So if they're not, pull out a couple stitches and just redo them. You just pull it out like you do regular crochet. And you can see how quickly this goes once you get in a rhythm. Also, just like in regular crochet, don't twist your chain, because it will end up looking a little funky if you do that. I think I'm going to end right here. Once you reach your end on your last stitch, just like in regular crochet, you're going to pull it all the way through and tighten it at the end. So that leaves me a good length of fringe, which I'll probably be cutting off later. But there we go. And you can see these not as clearly as you can in something like this. And there's a reason for that. That's why I wanted to show you this sample, is because when you're using all yarn and all the same type, all the same color, you're going to very, very easily be able to see the stitch. It's going to be very clear, and it's going to be a little bit denser because of that. There's nothing getting in the way. But in these type of yarns, you're not going to be able to see the stitch as clearly. You can see that it's really mixed up in here, which is what makes it look so cool. And in here, this one's a little thinner, but I've done the stitch a little bit smaller, so you're able to, because of the color variation, you're able to spot where the stitch begins and ends.
What's really great about this, you guys, is the versatility. We're talking, this just opened you up to every yarn you've ever wanted to use. The ones that are difficult to crochet with a hook, really easy to do in this particular project. You can use, it can be as thick as you want, it can be fluffy, you can use lace, you can use ribbons, you can use shreds of t-shirt, you can use anything. There is no limit to this, and once you get your strands together, we're talking a 2-minute scarf. You can't imagine how great it is to whip out these gifts as easily as this, and people love them. I've given away to family and friends, and people go on and on about how unique they are, and they are. They have a braided look to them. You can easily undo them and add new yarn to them. The sky's the limit. So have fun, and I'll see you on the next video.